Remember the woman, let's put her up full mass. Remember the woman who basically could not work her job because she no longer had teeth. And the policy was you must have an impeccable smile because you no longer have teeth. You cannot work here, basically. The woman in question, she lost her front teeth, according to her, because her husband knocked her teeth out for forgetting to turn off the hallway light. I was so touched by the story yesterday that I offered to pay for whatever procedure was necessary in order to get her teeth fixed because it violated the smile policy at her job. There's an update. Rose Marie Counts is her name, the former Ohio Sheets employee who lost her job because of her teeth, many of which are missing because of her ex-husband, according to her, violated the convenience store smile policy. Well, after our story yesterday, the chain has scrapped the policy and has now offered to pay for the dental work of Miss Count. All right, you all finally got it together. Less than 24 hours after news outlets Jezebel, The Insider, and us, Sheets spokesperson reached out with an update and said, and I quote, "Our culture at Sheets has always been centered on respect and putting our employees, customers, and communities first. As a family-owned and operated company, nothing is more important than creating an environment that is inclusive and supportive of all of our employees. Recently, through employee feedback, we have learned that the smile policy is not aligned with these values from their perspective. We agree. Effective immediately, this policy is discontinued." Count shared an update on Facebook that Sheets contacted her in the wake of the news coverage and told her she still had a job at the store should she want it. And if I stayed working there, they would pay for my dental work, she added, noting that she politely declined and instead opted to receive care from a cosmetic dentist in New York who'd reached out to her. You see, that's called love. People all over the country saying, we got you. America can be ugly, yes, but America can also be beautiful. That is a beautiful thing that people said, we're willing to help. So to the company, let this be a lesson for you. Treat people right. Because as I said in the original reporting, it's not the teeth that makes the smile. It's the spirit that the smile is offered in, all right? Wozni, thoughts here?
I'm actually pretty deeply touched by this. I spent a brief time in my life living in Pennsylvania, and I can't tell you how many meatball subs and breakfast sandwiches I've eaten at Sheets in my life. I used to love going there, to be honest. It was one of my favorite spots. And to hear this lady, man, I'm actually going to the dentist right after this show. Anything involving your teeth can turn into something really traumatic and just painful and awful. And to have that be compounded by your job essentially, terminating your term of employment because of something that's completely out of your control, like that's so disheartening. But like you said, man, it's awesome to hear that people reached out to her and said, we're gonna help you out and we're gonna try to make you whole again with this dental situation. So that's beautiful to hear. But this is just about as awful as it gets. And it just shows like recently at my company, at Spotify, we had layoffs, and they give you the whole rundown about the package that they give to people that have unfortunately been let go. And then you read that, like in Europe, you got to give employees 3 months notice to fire them. Like you literally have to keep them on the job for 3 months when you decide you want to fire them. And I was just like, God damn, man, like they actually somewhat give give a damn about the people who have to work in those countries, right? And in America, like that like you couldn't even fathom something like that passing Congress, much less being taken into, actually being implemented anywhere. And this just reminds me of that, of how little we care about our workforce here in this country. But I'm happy this woman is gonna be able to get her stuff back in order.
Well said, dear brother.